You were tuned in to G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button as you come on in. Don't adjust your screens. It is just me by myself. VP Shane will be in here probably about a good 10, 15 minutes or so. So, welcome to G5 Jeff TV. We got a busy weekend coming of fights. First of all, a big shout out to everybody that stopped through for last night's live. I usually don't go live late night, but we went live late night, and it was it was lit. It was definitely lit. Big shout out to King Louie, Blaze Philly 215, BoxingFirst Vlog, Scott, everybody. Adrian, what's going on? Adrian, put a one in the comment section if you can hear me okay. Because usually I had Shane here to sound check me. But I don't have him in here yet. Drop a one in there if you can hear me. Drop a two if you can hear me. Yeah, but we got a bunch of fights to cover this weekend, and I think they've been kind of getting overshadowed. Appreciate you, Adrian. They've been kind of getting overshadowed by this whole, Wilder Fury thing that's been going on. But we have Jermall Charlo. He's going to be headlining the card this Saturday. We got the monster Inoue. He's going to be headlining the card on ESPN. We also have the old timers fighting out there in Mexico, Anderson Silva and, Chavez Jr. and Chavez Sr. fighting Hector Camacho Jr. And, if you into that type of card and that type of action, then, that's out there as well. But we have a huge weekend of fights, even some undercard fights that's really, really good. Isaac Cruz Gonzalez is going to be fighting. Angelo Leo is going to be fighting on that Jermall Charlo undercard. The one that might be the fight of the weekend might be the Isaac Dogbay fight against Adam Lopez. Like that's going to be a fight. Like that's going to be a real good scrap. And the thing that's crazy about it is Dogbay is a favorite. I might have to drop a couple dollars on Lopez because I honestly think he's going to win that fight. But this is a big weekend of fights. But Jermall Charlo, it's not a lot of talk, like not a lot of steam behind this card, behind this fight. It's mainly because of the opponent. It's mainly because of the opponent, and not a lot of people know who Montiel is. I mean, I know who he is, but the general public doesn't know who he is. And whether you want to say it's fair or unfair, as far as Jermall Charlo is concerned, his name always is going to get thrown in with Canelo Alvarez. That's just what it is. His name is always going to be thrown in with Canelo Alvarez. And the thing about it is you see, Canelo fighting guys like Billy Joe Saunders and, Danny Jacobs and guys like that, Sergey Kovalevs of the world, trying to fight Caleb Plant, and Jermall Charlo's fighting Montiel. Like, what I'm saying? It gives the Canelo fans kind of just more fuel, like in terms of why does Jermall Charlo deserve a shot against a guy like Canelo, or even the David Benavidez for that matter, if he's fighting guys like Montiel. And that's no disrespect to Montiel. Like we seen Montiel go up against one of my old favorite fighters, James Kirkland. And he got him up out of there in the first round. And that was a glorified retirement party for James Kirkland. It was sad to see. We got my bro Konrad Boxing is in the building. Konrad Boxing, what is going on, player? Salute to you. Konrad Boxing be all through these YouTube boxing streets. He be in so many comment sections, man. A big shout out to Konrad Boxing. My co-host, the VP, Shane should be here any minute. He told me he'd be on for about 15 minutes or so. But Jermall Charlo's kind of in a no-win situation with this fight. And like I said on last night's live, Jermall Charlo is one of the most consistent fighters in the sport. And I'm talking about every time he steps in a ring, you're going to see typical Jermall Charlo. And that's not easy to do in the sport of boxing because there's a lot of things that goes on outside the sport of boxing. A lot of these fighters don't come into a fight 100%. They might come in a little nicked up, banged up because of what happened in training camp or sparring and things like that. Personal issues, weight cut. It's a lot of reasons why a fighter wouldn't look themselves on fight night. But Jermall Charlo has pretty much looked himself every single time out, and we have to give him credit for that. We definitely have to give him credit for that. But if Jermall Charlo blows out Montiel in 2 rounds, 3 rounds, they're going to say this was a bum fight. This was a tune-up fight, things like that. And if he goes rounds with Montiel or Montiel gives him trouble, then they're going to say Jermall Charlo is slipping. He's not as good as people think, or this is the guy you think can beat Canelo, or this is the guy you think that could beat Adrian. So he's really in a no-win situation. But I'm kind of interested to see what Montiel can do under them bright lights, championship fight. Adrian, he says, what are your thoughts on Rosado versus Beck the Bully? How do you see that fight playing out? Adrian, that's that's one of my 2 favorite fights for this weekend. Beck the Bully versus Gabe Rosado and Isaac Dogbay and Adam Lopez. I think those are the 2 best fights of the weekend, me personally. Every time I go with Rosado, like this, Adrian, this is my problem with Gabe Rosado. Now, Gabe Rosado and I are from the same city. We both from Philly. So I'm going to ride out for the Philly guy all day long. But I don't know how many times I'm going to watch Gabe Rosado fight, and the fight is in the balance, round 9, round 10, round 11, round 12, and he doesn't go out there and take it. Like, he don't go out there and snatch it. That's why I'm so hesitant to pick Rosado in this fight. And I like Beck the Bully. Like, of course, he's a favorite in the fight, but I really want to pick Gabe Rosado because I think he's going to give Beck the Bully something he ain't never seen before. But I just don't know if Rosado's going to go out there and go take it. So if I had to put my bread on it, I would say Beck the Bully by decision, only because Rosado just does not turn up when it's time to turn up and actually snatch a fight from the jaws of defeat. Like, I'm not worried about Rosado and the cuts and things like that. If Rosado's known for his cuts, but a lot of people will say, oh, well, yeah, he gets cut a lot. But when is the last time you actually seen him cut? Like, he's handled that over the past couple of fights. Like, he's been pretty much clean the past couple of fights. So I'm going to say Beck the Bully by decision, but I really like Rosado, to be honest with you. I just don't know if the judges are going to give him a decision or he's going to do what he has to do to take the fight away from Beck the Bully late. Boxing Learner is in the building. What is going on? He said it is a tune-up fight, in my opinion. He beat a far past it, Kirkland. Yeah, Kirkland. I mean, man, Kirkland. I felt, the thing about James Kirkland, is there's about 4 or 5 guys that their reputation is more losses than what they actually have. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just sad to see James Kirkland that way. But yeah, that was a tune-up fight for Montiel. I don't know if this is a tune-up fight for I wouldn't say this is a tune-up fight for Charlo. It's just we don't know him. Like, we don't know him at all. As you can see, we got the VP in the building. VP Shane. He got the wife beat on, got the guns out today. You
Bro,
know.
it's hot in England today, so it's hot.
Hey man, I feel you. I feel you. You're a little out of sync. We'll give it a second. Adrian said he agrees. Basically, Shane, we had a couple of questions. I'll let you see this one. Adrian asked, "What's your thoughts on Beck the Bully versus Gabe Rosado?"
Who? Bet the
Gabe,
bully.
yeah, Beck versus Gabe Rosado.
I didn't even know that fight was taking place. When is that fight taking place?
Saturday.
On what card?
That's on the it gotta be on a DAZN card.
Why?
I don't know. Hold on, I'm about to look
Does
it
the
up.
zone have a card? I don't even know if the zone have a card this weekend.
Let me check real quick. Because I don't know what card that's on.
I'm assuming that might be on Charlo's card, but Gabe don't work with
Nah.
Al Haven.
That's on Munguia's card. It's on Munguia's card. It's
Oh,
on
it is on the
Munguia's card. Yeah. Yeah, it's on Munguia's card. What you think about that fight?
I mean, Rosado, I know he's from Philly, isn't he?
I'm gonna see if you say the same thing I said. Go ahead.
I'm not about Rosado. I'm never really been a fan of this dude. So he's an entertaining fighter. Watching him is good to watch, but I'm not a fan of him. I don't think he's that good.
You think Beck has an easy time with him?
I don't think anyone has an easy time with Gabe, to be honest.
You're right. Yeah, I don't
I
think
think
so
Gabe
either.
makes he makes every fight messy. He makes every fight messy. So it's gonna be difficult.
Gabe,
I never have an easy fight with a Gabe Rosado. That's how he fights. So it's like Antonio Margarito.
yo, I want to pick Gabe so bad in this fight, bro. But I said before you came on that Gabe, when it's round 9, 10, 11, 12, like he never steps on the gas. He never steps on the gas and takes the fight. Like
He
he
stepped
pisses
on the
me
gas
off.
in the Selecki fight. In the Selecki fight, he kind of in the last round he did kind of get some work off. In the
Yeah, but he
Selecki
was
fight.
so far behind on the cards though. He had nothing to lose. He was so far
True.
behind on the cards. Like take a Danny Jacobs fight. That's more of an accurate assessment. That fight was in the
But
balance, and
that
he just
fight was
continued to
trash on
just
both
it.
teams. That was
It
trash on
was
both teams.
trash. Yeah, it was trash. It was hella trash. But the thing is that fight was in the balance the last 3 rounds, and he never went outside of his norm. You understand what I'm saying? He never went outside of his norm to try to snatch the fight. You know what? Let me message Cameron real quick. I just message him.
Konrad said Munguia card. Konrad said the zone. Yeah, shout out to Konrad. By the way, Konrad, I'm not gonna lie, Konrad is probably one of the most active watchers of any YouTube channel.
Hey,
Like he was just on Lowdown's channel for 2 hours. Now here for another 2 hours. This guy is so active.
Yo, let me for the people that's listening, yo. Shane and I did not talk before this live. I said the exact same thing as soon as I seen Konrad. I said, yo, he heavy in these YouTube boxing streets. He be all over the place, man.
He's always in the comment section, but you know
he always
how it goes, Konrad.
Konrad, you gotta jump on. Konrad, you gotta jump on one day, man. It ain't no pressure or nothing, but we would love to have you on, man. He said it's a massive step up. Yeah, it's a massive step up for Beck.
I would say
honestly,
massive.
I would for somebody that's 7-0 and Gabe has been in there with everybody and has been competitive with most of them. Yeah, this is a major step up. For somebody 7-0, I wouldn't recommend a Gabe Rosado. They must got a lot of confidence in him. He's 7-0.
Career like?
It's extensive. It's extensive.
But it says amateur career, then it's a bit different.
Yeah, amateurs ain't the pros though. You know that.
But we saw
Hey,
Lomachenko going to a world title fight in his first fight.
Yeah, but he's different though. You know that. How you gonna try to get away with that on here? Man, I'm surprised
Well,
at you, man.
I'm
I'm
just telling you,
surprised. I'm
I'm just telling you,
surprised. I'm surprised you even tried to get away with that.
some
It's
fighters try to get fast tracked due to
how
their amateur
how
career.
how hot is it out there in England, brother?
Bro, we've seen it several times. Several times. Even what's it called? Dimitri Bivol, after like 7 fights, 8 fights, trying to fight on the board. Like some of these guys just when they have a good amateur career, they just want to go into the deep end early.
Yeah, I respect them for stepping up. And I respect Gabe Rosado for taking the fight because I think he probably could have got a better name than Beck. But
like who though? This guy's fought literally everyone. Who would he fight?
he a free agent. If to be honest with you, I would have took I'd have took Jermall Charlo, Gabe Rosado over Montiel.
Oh, that's
I
a fact.
guarantee that's a fact. We got Cameron Gillon in the building. What is going on, good brother? We've been tagging back and forth on social media, trying to link up times to jump on live, man. So it's just good to see you on here, good brother. We going as tradition, we gonna drop that link in a little bit. So if you want to jump in, you definitely can. Is there any particular fight that you're really interested in this weekend, Shane? I mentioned 2 before you jumped on.
I'm assuming you mentioned Jaime and you mentioned Charlo.
You're wrong. Both of them.
So you mentioned I see you mentioned Charlo, so you must have mentioned Inoue.
Wrong. I'm talking hardcore. I'm surprised.
Okay.
I'll tell you.
Okay,
I'll
then
tell you. I'll tell you.
go on.
I'll tell you. Isaac Dogbay and Adam
Okay,
Lopez and
that's a dope fight. That's a dope
yeah.
fight. That's a dope fight. I'm gonna say outside of like I'm going around it. I was literally putting that fight onto we're working on. If you know, you kind of reading between the lines. That fight was going to determine something that we're working on. So it's funny you said that. That's a dope. I didn't even know that was this week, but it's going to lead me to a further point. That's how these promotions been. Like all of these promoters haven't been put. I have to say this, and I'm not saying this because I'm British. If it ain't Eddie Hearn, nobody's actually giving a shit about promoting a fight.
Yo, is your setup a little different because your signal was a little bit off, and
My setup's the same. Can you not see me?
I can see you, but you seem like a little out of sync.
Still. All right, 1 second.
All right. Can you hear me, bro? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. What's it saying?
Okay, you look good. You look good. All right.
So what I was gonna say was,
hold on, real quick. I got a surprise for you. Hold on. Cameron Gillon said for sure. Pac said, "Calm down, Shane. That's YSM's brother or something." But here's my surprise. Go ahead and read that.
I have to apologize to you, Shane, about Spencer Ferrum.
Okay,
go ahead. Fan now. The truth is, yeah, bro, I'm gonna keep it real, and I'll drop the exclusive on this channel. Me and MTK Global are friends right now, so I'm not even gonna. He's working with MTK Global. I ain't saying nothing bad about MTK Global. They've been hooking me up with some nice stuff. Let me tell you how I know. Jeff always said it's not about how much is watching, it's about who's watching. Absolutely. So I haven't done any like hardcore journalism work in probably the last 3 months, but I've still been like getting like accreditation or like media invites to certain places, and I haven't done any work. So in my mind, I'm thinking they have to be watching the channel to be asking me to go to places. And MTK Global have to say thank you for that. So I'm not gonna say anything else, but we're just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, that's some of that is that's off camera stuff. I mean, you'll see it when it hits. I'll give you my typical media blitz on that pretty soon. Rocky Rodriguez, he said, "What's up, fellas?" Rocky Rodriguez, appreciate you stopping through. Cameron said Montiel got the Charlo fight after beating James Kirkland. Haha.
I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case.
Why you say that, Shane?
Because it's Charlo. I mean, let's look at Charlo's last few fights. Charlo is a person, and I keep it real with Charlo. I think Charlo's a guy, he's a dog. Like, he will take fights. I think he tried to make the Golovkin fight. They want the Andrade fight on PBC terms, obviously. So, as it stands right now, Charlo is far. He was chasing Canelo for however long he was chasing him for. Charlo don't take gimme fights, in my opinion. Unless a fight falls through, he doesn't take gimme fights. So in my mind, I feel like when Al Heyman made this list, his schedule for PBC, he was looking for a big fight for Charlo. But obviously that didn't materialize, and this guy was probably just the next best thing.
Yeah, I think the thing that's crazy about that, Cameron, is if you look at both of the Charlo's track history, they track record, they do take a lot of the fights that other champions would try to avoid.
Right.
Even with Jermall Charlo, like a couple of his fights were against guys that other champions would have ducked. So they will give the look at the Lubin fight. Yeah, look at the Lubin fight. This Montiel fight is similar to the Lubin fight. The young, up-and-coming guy, undefeated guy, the prospect that think he's ready right now. And it's Charlo's job to let him know that he's not ready. You know what I mean? A lot of champions wouldn't take this type of a fight.
If you think about it, yeah, Charlo's in a lose-lose regardless. Unless he ices him up.
Bro, I swear to God, man, you think alike. As I said this earlier, go ahead and say it because they already heard it from me. Go ahead and say it.
Bro, I wasn't listening to the live, so
I know you wasn't. Go ahead.
Charlo's in a lose-lose because not many people know who he is, know who his opponent is. So if he ices him, people are gonna be like, oh, he was fighting a bum. And if he struggles, oh, look how he struggled against a nobody. He doesn't win regardless. And the reason why I say he doesn't win is because they haven't even promoted the fight to be like, oh, this is Charlo's biggest fight. It's a Charlo takeover fight. So I don't know. Charlo's going to be in a position where after the fight, everybody's going to be with their hands out. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? And I just feel like it's a bit unfair because Charlo has tried to make fights, but just hasn't materialized.
Yeah, it's crazy, man, because it's like, it's kind of a no-win because it's like if Charlo stays inactive waiting for the big fight, then they're gonna say he's sitting on the sidelines. Exactly. He goes out and fights a guy like Montiel, then it's like it's a problem. So
answer every question other than Rocky Rodriguez. I want to answer that one.
Okay, I got you. Cameron Gillon, Kirkland is still undefeated without Ann Wolf. Cameron, that is 100% correct. Kirkland's probably the only guy in the sport that has like 3 losses, and it seemed like he got 30. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good point.
He got 30 losses, man. He's lost to Montiel, he lost to Canelo, and he lost to the tall guy back in the day. The Japanese guy, Igawa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like it seemed like
it seemed like another fight.
It seemed like Carlos Molina. He should have lost that fight. He won that on like a DQ, like a technicality. It's he's taking so many losses outside of the ring. It seemed like he's taking 30 losses inside of the ring. Like he's one of the.
That's kind of like Charles Martin.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. That's kind of a good name. That's kind of a good name too. English guy is in the building. Big shout out to English guy. That's my bro. He said, just finished work. What's up? Hey man, we trying to get this one in before I have to go to work. You know what I mean? But without further ado, I'm gonna let my man Shane take this one. Go ahead, bro.
Mel is the truth. Mal needs to step up. And the only reason why you're saying that is because of politics. The only reason why you're saying Mel is the truth is because he's in a division where there's no politics. Everybody signed to Al Heyman. And he was lucky that Castano was a free agent. So he could make that fight with Al Heyman. Charlo can't make fights because he's in a division where Andrade signed to the zone, Munguia signed to the zone, Golovkin signed to the zone, Canelo is signed to the zone and he's at 168. So all of the fights you would recommend him take, they all signed to the zone. So
yeah, that's a fact.
What the only reason why you would say Mel is the truth is because he's been able. Let's keep it real. When Mal was at 154, Mal was mopping the.
Maul was that guy. Yeah.
No one was looking at Mel like Mel was going to be the next.
That's another fight. That's another fight that the Charlos took that a lot of people would have avoided. The J-Rock fight. J-Rock was the hot prospect, the hot name in boxing, and Jermall Charlo took him out.
Are we forgetting what Jermall done to Austin Trout as well?
Yeah, I got a lot of respect for Jermall. I actually think Jermall Charlo's better than Jamel. Me personally,
me as well.
I think he's better than Jermall.
This is how you know people are so impulsive. When Jermall lost to Tony Harrison, everyone was saying, "Oh, Jermall's better." Now he beat Rosario, and I don't know how Rosario equals being a better fighter. Now he's a better fighter. That doesn't make sense to me because Rosario was never a top fighter in the division to me.
Even though he was a unified champion. English guy. I'm looking forward to Lubin and Rosario. I'm still a believer that Lubin can be a world champ. I think Lubin has what it takes to be a world champion. It's really, can he get past some rough spots when he gets rocked in a fight? Like, because his chin is not rock solid. It's not rock solid.
I'd love to see one of those dudes against Tim Tszyu, though.
Yeah, I think Tim Tszyu would really give them some problems. Cameron is correct. It was Ishida. I could not think of the name to save my life. Intangible Boxing News, big shout out to you. Noble Hero Ishida. Yeah, that's the guy that Kirkland lost to. Kirkland got battered that night. Ishida wasn't a big puncher either. Yeah, he was like probably like the Paulie Malignaggi of that division. But the thing about that, Cameron, is Kirkland used to lose so much weight that he always got knocked down or knocked out in the first or second round. And it was kind of like once he gets past the second round and get his legs up under him, it was a wrap. You was toast. I think one of the most most underrated action fights of probably the last 10 years is probably Kirkland and Alfredo Angulo. That first round was epic between them two, and a lot of people don't talk about it. But yeah, Kirkland, that was one of them situations, Cameron, where he lost a lot of weight and, you know, just his legs wasn't there. Like, but that's the story of his career. Like, if it happens to you once and you don't correct it, it's on you afterwards. Cameron also said Kirkland being groomed to be the Tyson at 154 on HBO as well. Then, yeah, they had a nice build up for him too, Cameron. They really had HBO was really getting behind him, getting behind Ann Wolf, getting behind that story. That's why I was saying, like, HBO got a bad rap for some of the things that they did, but back in the day, they really put their time and their money behind some black fighters. Like, they really was rocking with Kirkland. He's the one guy. There's a couple guys that had a hot name and just never won a world title. Like, he's one of them. Like, he was supposed to have been a champion around that time within that year to 18-month gap. They had him on the fast track. He was fighting too many fights. He was fighting like every 3 weeks. Like, it was crazy. But this is, that's bad management. That's people wanting a bag. You know what I'm saying? Intangible Boxing News, I've always thought Jermall had the more dynamic skill set. Yeah, I think I'm not going to say he's head and shoulders better than Jamel, but I think he's definitely, to me, like 2 notches ahead.
I've never seen, maybe you can show me, I've never seen a prolific back foot game from Jamel, and I've never seen a prolific front foot game from Jamel. So I still feel like he's in two minds in what in what style he's gonna fight. And that's why I feel that Castano fight's gonna be dope. Because I always tell people say, "Oh, he's just gonna box him," and I'm like, I don't know how great Jermall Charlo's back foot game is for him to just be boxing for 12 rounds.
Yeah, that's a fact. Like that's definitely a fact. It's gonna be interesting to see what Jermall does in this fight again, in this unification fight, because I'm a believer in Jermall until you bring up Jermall. Like as long as Jermall not in the room, Jermall good with me. But I think
So let me ask
Jermall,
you a question. Who do you think wins, Jermall or Castano?
I'm gonna say Jermall at the moment. I still got to put the lab coat on. I haven't put the lab coat on for that fight yet. For the people that don't know, when we do breakdown and prediction videos, we put the lab coat on, go in the lab and watch film and break down tendencies and all that. Yeah, the G5 Jeff TV lab coats is definitely definitely coming out. You know what I'm saying? So that you look for that down the line. That's some exclusive. We might rock one on a live one day. Get y'all opinion on it and take it from there. Tangible boxing news. Don't underestimate Lubin versus Rosario. Lubin will have to be on point to win. Rosario is a savvy counterpuncher, and if Lubin has some of the lapses in concentration he's shown previous, he's getting dropped. Let me address that real quick, and then Shane, you can jump in on that. Bro, intangible boxing news. Here's the thing about Lubin. Losing focus is something that's just going to happen during the course of a fight. My thing with Lubin is when he gets hit with that shot, can he recover and can he continue? Because we've seen enough times where guys get clipped and they don't know what to do, and they just make a bad situation worse because they don't know how to clinch. They got too much pride to clinch. They don't know how to buy themselves more time, things like that. So those are the things that I'm looking for from Lubin. If Rosario hits Lubin on the chin, like he's gonna get rocked. Like Rosario can punch. He can definitely punch. And it really depends on what Rosario shows up. Are we gonna get the Rosario to show up against J-Rock, or are we gonna get the Rosario to show up against Jermall Charlo? Like it really depends on what Rosario shows up. That's gonna determine the fight. If that Rosario shows up against J-Rock, Lubin gonna have a hard time. He gonna have a real hard time. But if that guy shows up that showed up against Jermall, Lubin can easily win that fight just off of boxing alone and just cruising. But how good is that gonna make him look for his popularity, his name, trying to get his stature up? Like winning fights, it's kind of like Devin Haney. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can win a fight just boxing and cruising.
No, but I think there's a bit of a difference when it comes to Lubin. When you've come off a knockout loss already, people are way more skeptical of you. Like Jermall Charlo can easily say, "I don't need to fight." So I don't think a Rosario fight or a Rosario win is gonna make Charlo go, "Yep, I need to fight." I think a win over someone who's a bit more known and probably a bit more like if let's say Danny Garcia moved up to 154 and Lubin fought Danny Garcia and he beat Danny, I would say that's gonna do more for his profile. Not in terms of like ability or anything, just in terms of profile.
Right. I agree. 100%. Cameron said in 2011, Kirkland fought in March, April, July, and August, 4 and 5 months. Yeah, that's too much. The only person that was able to get away with that was Mike Tyson.
I was about to say Mike Tyson
for obvious reasons. And to be honest with you, my favorite fighter of all time, James Toney. He had like 8 title fights in a matter of like less than 24 months or something like that. Something crazy. Or a little over 2 years. He had like 8 title fights. It was crazy. Will Stokes is in the building. Big shout out to my guy, Will Stokes. Said Jermall really putting the division on notice with this fight. Are you talking Jermall or Jermell?
He's saying Jermall. He's being sarcastic.
I know well. You got to put a LOL or something behind it. He said, I mean,
yeah, that is a dumb statement.
I'm gonna read this next one. Let me see. I mean, what a pick. Making Canelo look silly. Forget Billy Joe Saunders. Montiel is it. You know what, Will? I said that earlier. I said he's really in a no-win situation because, you know, people compare Charlo to Canelo, like they put them in the same sentence.
It's a very dumb comparison, and I don't even know why Will's saying that. That is a dumb statement to even make. That is so stupid. Because what Will just said there is just absolutely ridiculous. How you can compare Jermall Charlo and Canelo is two different things. I keep saying this to people, like, there's comments like this are just so dumb.
But people do compare the two, though.
They can compare them in terms of their fighting style and how they will fight against each other. They can't compare each other in terms of resume because it's an unfair advantage.
No, I agree with that.
It's like this, yeah. It's like this. I have an unlimited resource of money, and you have a limited resource of money. I can have a better car than you, but bro, you can go to the mechanic or to the dealership and buy as much add-ons as possible. At the end of the day, you're gonna drive faster than me, because at the end of the day, you're gonna be able to buy all of the additional stuff to make the car better. Canelo's in a situation where he can call any fighter out on the planet and he's going to get the fight. Charlo doesn't have that opinion. Name me one fight that Charlo's been in that Canelo's called out that he didn't get. Any fight Canelo wants, he gets. That's just the facts, bro. Canelo can't afford to fight anyone. It's not that easy for Charlo. So comparing the two and who is so difficult. Like, you can't compare one when they have a massive machine behind him. And the other one's literally just, he can only fight a certain amount of people.
Yeah, it's two different ball games when you're talking about the cash cow of the sport. Like, he kind of has, it's almost like Canelo's at a buffet. He can kind of pick whatever he wants.
Exactly.
And then, you know, Charlo, he got to pay to get in. You know what I mean? And we complaining about how Canelo has more on his plate than Charlo does. So it's kind of an unfair. I'll say it's an unfair comparison. Intangible boxing news. Rosario isn't exactly made of reinforced granite himself. He's shown to have been lacking in stamina himself. I think Lubin could drown him late as well. It's an interesting fight because I think they both have similar questions. You know, I don't think neither one of them are built with granite.
Was it the Gachet fight? Was it the Gachet fight that Lubin had? Was it the Gachet fight that Lubin had lost?
No, Lubin lost. He only lost the Charlo fight.
No, not lost. Who he had lost. Who he last fought.
Oh, last fought. Yeah. Gachet. Mm-hmm.
That fight I was impressed with. I won't lie to you. That fight I was really impressed with.
Lubin put me to sleep in that fight.
You think so?
Hell yeah. I was literally sleepy on the couch. I remember that
fight. I watched it on the day after, and I just thought Lubin boxed tightly.
Yeah, he did, but I guess maybe because I was looking for something. I was looking for something from Lubin, and he kind of just played it safe, which is okay.
He fought after that, didn't he? He fought, what's that dude's name? He fought after that? Didn't that the guy who fought Sebastian Fondora?
Oh, Gallum. Did he fight Gallimore? Was it Gallimore that he fought?
I think he fought. Was it Gallimore? I think it might have been Gallimore. I can't remember. Like,
yeah, he beat. No, it wasn't Gallimore. It was Oh man. It wasn't Gallimore.
But it was a guy who just fought.
He fought Fondora. He fought Fondora to a draw.
Yeah,
Jamonte Clark. Yeah, Jamonte Clark. And I'm surprised I remember that name too, because I'm horrible with names.
I think and what Terrell Gachet won that in the third round or the second round?
Third round. I think the third round got a knockout. That was impressive.
That was impressive.
Very impressive. Cameron said, let me know when I can jump on, bro. I'm gonna drop that link in a couple minutes. Will said that is not a dumb comment. Charlo is making an absolutely BS defense, and he deserves stick for it, I believe.
Let me ask you a question. Who do you think? Who should he fight? Will Stokes. You're Al Heyman. Who should he fight? And give me something realistic.
Will, I think that's a realistic question. If it's not Montiel, then who? Fight someone like he said, like someone that's realistic. So we'll come back with something with that. Adrian said Canelo can get anyone he wants in the ring with him. Exactly.
My point. This guy can actually fight Andy Ruiz tomorrow.
Right, he can fight Ruiz tomorrow.
He can fight anyone. This guy
fight
can
whoever he wants. Yeah, Adrian said the risk reward to fight Canelo is worth taking the L. Yeah, I mean, it's the biggest fight of your career. It's the same thing when people fought Floyd. More than likely, you was going to take an L, but I was like, your name was going to be in the lights for the rest of your career. My bro, DT3 TheBoonMan is in the building. Big shout out to DT3. He said, Will Stokes, you on some bullshit about Jermall. Please cut it out before I have to bury you with that bullshit, because I will. Yeah,
come with the spade, bro. Come with the spade and bury this.
Yeah. He said, who the fuck is Juan Montiel? Yeah, nobody knew who he was until that Kirkland fight. And the thing is, you beating Kirkland and your next fight is Jermall. That's a major step up. Yeah, it's a jump. It's kind of like what Lubin did before he fought Jermall. I just think you have to. There's importance in taking gradual steps. You know what I'm saying? And that's a that's
no
like
one's talking about Montiel like he's gonna win though. So I don't feel like he can say that. I just feel like it's a case of.
Yeah, but how you gonna say how's anyone gonna say he gonna win the fight when nobody knows who he is? It ain't even enough tape on him. It ain't even enough tape on him for me to even make the determination whether he can or can't. I just don't know. Because everybody's been in the ring, but he's been it's been outmatched. So it's hard for me to say. I can't pick one fight and be like, you know what? I think he can do well against. Like, he literally gonna have to show me on fight night. But yeah, DT3, I don't know who Montiel is neither. We're gonna find out Saturday though. Rocky Rodriguez, if Maul is tied down because of his promotion, why not move to 168 pounds? At the end of the day, I'm a fight fan. I don't give a damn about politics.
Can I answer that question?
Go ahead.
So this is the thing that I feel like some people are forgetting. There's this statement, oh, you could just keep moving up weight classes to get fights. That's not boxing though, is it? That isn't boxing. Let's keep it real. Like, I don't think Jermall Charlo is a big 160 pounder. So why is he moving up a weight class just to get a fight? And to me, that's still unnecessary because he can move up to another weight class. But guess what? He's not gonna be able to fight for a title because the person who has the WBC title at 168 is the person who was chasing for one full year at 160. So there's no point. Like, I don't really get the point of why people are. It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't think the fight's a good fight, but I do feel like I understand it. I don't know where else he could move. I think the only fight left for him to make is the Andrade fight, and they need to do whatever they can to make that fight.
Yeah, from a political standpoint, to be honest with you, Rocky, it's kind of funny you phrase your comment that way because you say in one instance you don't give a damn about politics, but politics would actually be the reason why he's moving up. Exactly. Think about it. If you think about it, you know what I'm saying? DT3 TheBoonMan, he said he went life and death with Hugo Centennial, which Jermall beat in 2 rounds. Fair enough. Fair enough. Will Stokes, I hear Canelo being at a buffet though, but you can't excuse Charlo's matchup considering this is a guy who literally just beat Derevianchenko. Derevianchenko is a top middleweight. Let me get at that real quick. Let me get at that real quick. Will, if you're looking for Jermall Charlo to basically face an equal name or a better name than Derevianchenko. What we're saying is there's not any available at 160 that's within the same political party that he can fight. Triple G, no. Demetrius Andrade, no. Outside of them two, Jaime Munguia, no. He's fighting the same night. No. Those are the top three guys at 160. Outside of that, who else is there? So we're not knocking what you're saying. We want for you to tell us what's a realistic alternative. Better than Montiel. We're not happy about Montiel either. But give us some names. Stokes versus Boom coming soon. That's funny. DT3, bro, I'm joking. It's a trash fight. Yeah. DT3 said, I bet. Hold on, Konrad. 8 pounds makes a huge difference when you're at that level. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's really a fact. Because there's a big difference between 135 and 140 if you really want to get technical. You know what I'm saying? Like going up a weight class, you have to maintain your levels. You know what I'm saying? When you go up a weight class, because what you could do at your previous weight class, you may not be able to do at the weight class above because the guys are bigger, stronger, faster. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not a gimme that you're going to go up to the next weight class and just do your thing. Like, you got to be special. Right. You got to be special. You know what I'm saying? He said, so you're saying who could more fight? What about Eubank Jr.?
Well, what you guys don't understand is they were lining up that fight before. When I don't know who Chris Eubank fought, but on the undercard, no, I don't know who Charlo fought, but on the undercard of that fight was Eubank versus Korobov. And after that, they were supposed to be fighting each other. They were like, Eubank had a few fights on the PBC before signing with Kalasaulen. Now he's signed to Kalasaulen. Kalasaulen has some the zone deal, and it looks like Eddie Hearn's trying to get that Eubank and Andrade fight in the UK. Him and Kalasaulen's trying to work on that fight. Once Eubank signed to Kalasaulen, that fight was never going to happen because Kalasaulen works directly with the zone. So you're talking about Eubank, but that's another political situation that can't be fixed.
Yeah, I mean, and it's crazy because I wish they would, let Maul go across the street. You know what I'm saying? I think it'll be real beneficial for his career. But Al Heyman's not going to give up power unless the money is like astronomical. Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's going to continue to get a bag. So Al Heyman has shown that he will turn down money to keep power in place. DT3 TheBoonMan said, I know more about Eubank than Montiel. That's a fact. That's a fact. And I can sign up for that. Will Stokes, I never said it had to be better than Derevianchenko, but there's a huge gap between Derevianchenko and Juan Montiel. Agreed, but you still haven't given us a name. Like you said Eubank, but that's not a realistic name. It's not a realistic name. So you still got to come up with another name for us. We hear you, but we just want you to follow up with a name. Because here's the thing, Will Stokes. If you make that comment and then you can't come up with a bigger name or a better name than Montiel, then you can't complain about Montiel. You feel what I'm saying? You can't complain about Montiel. That's why I know it's a trash fight, but I know Jermall doesn't have too many other options. So that's why I didn't come in here and just completely just go off on him. And I'm not going to act like he ain't just fight one of the best middleweights.
Well, is it true that Erislandy Lara is fighting at 150, 160 now? Because if he is fighting at 160, I wouldn't have minded to see that fight, Charlo versus Erislandy Lara. I heard Erislandy Lara is fighting at 160 now.
I need for Lara to fight at 160. I just want to see him against somebody that's going to put him out of his misery. To be honest with you, like he's that guy that, like, he's that rapper that they try to put on everybody and he just don't ever blow up. Like that's Erislandy Lara. Like, you know what I'm saying? In a sense, English guy, I'd be happy with Charlo versus Eubank. I didn't have a problem with that fight. It's just once he signed with Sauerland, like it was just a wrap after that. He said, but it's right. But it's right. There's not really anyone outside the top guys, and those aren't realistic. Actually, middleweight is one of the worst divisions in the sport.
Trust me, it's the most shallow division in the sport.
Yeah, it's one of the worst divisions in the sport. 160 is horrible. YSM said trash fight, but I do like to see gatekeepers and club fighters get a crack at the title. Yeah, that's why YSM, we were saying that earlier, like the Charlos will give some of those guys a shot.
Who's on a good run at 160? Let's see. Who's actually on a good run on 160?
Bro, I mean, couldn't even answer that question. I would have to look it up. I couldn't even answer that question, bro. I'm being 100% honest.
Isn't it? It's a hard fight. It's a hard one to call, sir.
The only one I can think, and Tim Tszyu is 154. I can't even say
154. Yeah. Who's on a good run at 160?
I don't know who's at a good run at 160.
I mean, personally, that's why I feel like people shouldn't have discredited Andrade when he fought Liam Williams, because at least he was.
That was a solid fight. That was a solid win. Liam Williams is solid. People in the U.S. won't give him no credit, but it's crazy.
Yeah, bro. I mean, it's crazy. It's literally crazy.
I can't think of anybody. Can you think of anybody, Shane? At 160, that's on a nice little run.
160 is so shallow. So shallow. It's a shallow division.
Yeah.
It's a good thing L Dub's in the what's it called? L Dub's in the comment section. L Dub, let us know.
Oh, is he in the comment section? Okay. Hey, L Dub, let us know who's on a nice run at 160. I have no clue. Will Stokes, of course, I know about that. Charlo fought Hogan at the time. Yeah.
So then why would you bring it up then if you knew?
Yeah, I feel like we'll be trying this, man, like to make sure we on our game. Like DT3, let's see if you got that same energy with all fighters at YSM. Okay. Well that's for you, YSM. You be capping sometimes, bro, at YSM. So Will Stokes, and that's exactly why I thought of Eubank. Because negotiations had already been underway with him. L Dub in the building. Big shout out to my guy L Dub. English guy, I like Laura, but he's too old. English guy, yeah, Jeff, Laura needs to call it a day. Yeah, it's just he's just been kind of like treading water like for a long time, man. Like, and it's no disrespect to him. I like Laura, but it's just I'm just ready to see him just make a big leap. Like, you know what I'm saying? Zanabek versus Brandt next week can be a future opponent for Charlo.
Fight, but
that's a good fight.
With Brandt, the problem with Brandt, I can't get over the fact of what Murata done to him. When Murata knocked him out, I think it was in the second round. I can't get over that. That knockout was I just think Murata knocked you out cold. Well, he didn't knock him out cold, but he knocked you out clean. After watching that fight, I'm not convinced about Brandt anymore. I'm sorry. I am not convinced about Brandt anymore.
Oh, man. English guy, basically nobody other than Charlo and Adrian are on a streak at 160. Murata's on a good streak,
but Murata's going to fight Golovkin.
Yeah. Cameron said 160 is bad. Yeah, 160 is pretty bad. Except Felix Cash, but he's not ready.
Cash, but Felix Cash is young. Like, you don't go from fighting.
Yeah, he a pup.
Yeah, he just fought. What's my dude's name? Denzel Bentley.
Yeah.
You don't go from Bentley to.
Yeah, Will Stokes said exactly, Dub. I was literally about to say that. Why not Rob Brandt? Lil Dub said Felix Cash on a good run, but I'm not sure if he is world level yet. Yeah, facts. Exactly. Falcao is on a decent run. Yeah, he on a decent run too. He has an IBF eliminator coming up. Yeah, he's on an okay run, but nobody knows him. Felix Cash, haha. Gillon, I'm gonna get you on here. Cameron. Definitely not. He's only just about British level right now.
Yeah, well, I
don't want to throw him to the wolves, man. Like that's
And personally, the reason why I feel like that's the wolves is because I feel like Charlo's the best fighter at 160. So you don't go from fighting Denzel Bentley to fighting the best fighter in the division. That's a bit questionable to me.
Yeah. It really is. You ready to put the link in the chat? See what's popping?
Yeah, you can do that, bro.
Okay.
Will Stokes says, yeah, I thought of Felix Cash, but not world level right now, but European level. Can't deny the waves he's on right now. It's a real nice look. Starching the British
Champion a few.
Starching? Oh, yeah, he knocked out Denzel Bentley in.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I won't lie to you. Like, when it comes to Felix Cash and the British, I want to see Felix Cash fight Liam Williams. I swear to God, that's the fight I want to see.
Yo, Felix Cash will lose that fight, yo.
You think so?
Hell yeah, he loses that fight, and I'm taking all bets on that too. Whoever in the UK wants the action, if Felix Cash fights Liam Williams, I'm taking Liam Williams, or bless you. I'm taking Liam Williams. Whoever wants that smoke, Liam Williams beats Felix Cash. That's a bet. We got the link in the chat. Whoever wants to jump on, feel free to jump on. We're gonna let y'all rock out for a little bit, then we're gonna get up out of here. Will Stokes said, I think Cash beats Williams most likely.
I'm with Jeff on this one.
Hey, Will Stokes, Will Stokes, if that fight happens, if Williams wins, you got to donate something to the channel. Is that a bet? Put a 1 in the comment section if that's a bet. Why do you think that? Are you talking about Will or are you talking about us, about Liam Williams? Konrad, be a little more specific, bro. Is this Cameron? It just say CA, and then it cut out.
I'm assuming so.
I'm assuming it's him. He'll probably jump in.
I'm assuming Conrad's asking us. So the reason why I think Felix Cash will lose to Williams purely and simply because Felix Cash don't have enough experience going the distance into the deep rounds. And the reason why he doesn't is because he ain't been pushed before.
Nah, he hasn't.
And the reason why that's so important is because Felix Cash isn't as dynamic as Andrade. So what you're going to be looking at is a guy who's literally going into the fight trying to load up on punches. That's the worst thing against Liam Williams, because Liam Williams is like a guy who will absorb what you have and he's going to dish out what he has. The athleticism that Andrade showed, the athleticism Andrade has was the reason why Liam Williams didn't have success, because he just wasn't fast enough. But Felix Cash isn't that fast, and Felix Cash is going to be there to hit. Yeah, the problem is after Felix Cash throws what he has, what happens after 6, 7, 8, 9 rounds when Liam Williams is still there? Because we know he will still be there. What happens after that?
Liam Williams gets Cash up out of it. He cashes out on Cash. We got my man Cameron in the building. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, man? I feel like it's been a long time coming.
It has, man. Definitely thank you for dropping in. We really appreciate it. We're gonna let you have the floor for a second, good brother.
Yeah, I just want to touch up on the Felix Cash comment. I know that Shane, we know who Felix Cash is a bit more than the US people, but we've got nothing against Felix Cash. But if we're talking about 160 and in the depth of the division, and then Felix Cash is being mentioned, it says more about the state of the 160 division than it does about Felix Cash.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah. Felix Cash, good prospect coming through, but come on.
Bro, do you know? Let me tell you how I know that's a fact. When fighters become British champion, they never are in the world top 10. I'm struggling to name 9 fighters better than Felix Cash right now. So that's just telling you how trash 160 is. I'm struggling to name that.
Let's do that now.
Okay, so you got Jaime Munguia.
That's 1.
Murata.
2.
Eubank.
3.
Jamal and
4.
Andrade.
5.
Golovkin.
Liam
6.
Williams.
Liam, but
7.
we're debating that.
We're debating that. We're gonna leave him out. We're gonna leave him out. We're debating that.
We can't conclusively say he's better.
6. Go ahead.
Bro, I'm struggling. I'm struggling right now.
Does Toriano beat Cash?
But that's a debate. That's my point. We can say he does.
So there's six names that's clearly better than Cash. 6.
That's debatable. Let's go to another division where let's go to 160, 175. Craig Richards is British champion.
Right.
Craig Richards is not top 10 in no way, shape, or form in light heavyweight division.
At 175.
I can name you 10 light heavyweights right now that's better than Craig
Run
Richards.
them down, Shane. Run them down, Shane. Run them down.
Beterbiev, Bivol, even though he gave Bivol a good fight.
2.
Zerdo Ramirez.
3.
Joe Smith Jr.
4.
Alida Alvarez.
5.
Marcus Brown.
6.
Buddy Jack.
7.
Let's keep
Even
going.
Kovalev.
I forgot about Kovalev.
8.
Marcus Brown, you mentioned him.
Yeah,
I said Marcus Brown already. Hold on, the guy that Joe Smith just beat. Oh, Vlasov.
Vlasov. That's 9.
Sullivan Barrera. Jesse
That's
Hart.
10. That's 10. That's 11. Yeah, he may not be in the top 15.
Callum Johnson
too. Callum Johnson. Good job. Good. Yeah, Callum Johnson as well. So
Bolotniks is probably another one as well.
Bolotniks is another one. Bolotniks is about to fight Buatsi for I think it's for, is it the European title? I think it's for, I don't know, maybe it's not, I can't remember. It's
WBO European, isn't it, or something like that?
That's it. And Bolotniks beat the brakes off Jose Everton. He beat the brakes of Jose Everton.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? But Felix Cash, there's really only 6 names is actually clearly better than him at 160.
That's indicative to how poor 160 is.
160 is pretty bad. But if you're Charlo,
go for the rankings.
Go ahead.
I'm going to quickly run through the middleweight rankings, see if there's anyone we missed out.
Go, please.
Yeah.
So 160. You've got Derevinchenko.
Oh,
we didn't mention him. 7. That's 7.
Selecki.
No, I don't think Selecki.
I don't think Selecki beats Cash.
How is Sergio Martinez ranked number 4 in the WBA?
I don't know. Somebody's uncle or something. I don't know.
Sergio Martinez. Which Sergio? Hold on.
Sergio done fought twice this year, right?
He's ranked number 4 in the WBA.
Which Sergio Martinez?
The Sergio Martinez.
That has to be his niece or something.
Yeah, he got somebody uncle in the WBA. Was that WBA? Yeah, somebody, his sister. I don't know. His sister probably dating somebody in the board of governors.
This guy's like 1 million years old, bro.
That Kanat Islam, who feels like he's been around forever, he's still not had a big fight, and he's undefeated, and he's still.
Who?
But I haven't seen yet. As you said, he hasn't had a big fight. I think he had a fight at 168 as well. He had a fight at 168 a couple years ago. I don't know if it was last year.
Would you say? I know that obviously Jermall Charlo beat. Jermall. Oh, we got Kamil Susmeta, who Golovkin has fought, and we've also got. Would you pick Hugo Centeno to beat Felix Cash?
No, I wouldn't.
No.
There you go then. Yeah, it's a bad division.
No. I would.
You know what would be a good fight? You know what would be a good fight? A good fight would be Liam Williams versus Eubank as well. That would be a dope fight.
Yeah, that would be a dope. You know what? I'm gonna take Eubank in that fight.
I'm not fully
Can I tell you why?
I'm not convinced on Liam Williams yet, because for me, like, even though I thought it was a good win for Andrade, but Liam Williams, for me, like, I look at his resume and he looks good against the opposition he's fought. But again, Liam Williams hasn't got a top 10 win on his resume, so I don't know if he's at that level, even though he's looked good. That's
Bro, I was willing to bet. Ask Jeff. I was willing to bet someone 500 English pounds that Andrade was going to win, and they bet me. But as soon as I won the bet, they blocked me off Instagram.
I didn't think Williams was going to. I thought it was a good sort of much better test than some other people out in the middleweight division, but I didn't think it was. Andrade was never going to lose that fight, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so neither. Like it's crazy, but 160 is a bad division. We gonna
Trash.
trash division. It may be one of the worst in the sport, actually, now I think about it.
I don't really rate 168 either, to be honest.
It's better than 160.
Better than
It is.
160.
But
Yeah,
obviously
it's better than
Callum Smith's moved up. Benito Saunders.
I don't think he has. He hasn't fought no one at 175. So until he fights someone at 175, he's basically irrelevant at 175 because your resume you carry no weight at that weight class.
To go through the divisions, I think the lower weight divisions are strong. Lightweight's a great division. Super featherweight's a good division.
Super bantamweight is the best division in the sport.
122 is the best division in the sport.
Best division in the sport. Point blank period.
Even 118 is a good division, to be fair.
118 has been a good division.
I don't rate heavyweight. I don't rate heavyweight.
Why not?
I think you take away. Obviously, you got Joshua Fury Wilder. You got Usyk in there, but outside of that, it's a lot of even people that Klitschko beat when he was champion. Pulev, Povetkin's just retired. They're still in the top 10. Like, we're still waiting for those younger guys to come through and
I don't think Pulev's in my top 10.
That mantle.
I mean, you got guys
maybe
like
not now, but I think he's in the ring.
Pergovic, Tony Yoka. You got Joe Joyce. Those guys are young coming up as well.
Yeah, I don't like the Joe Joyce Carlos Takam fight. I think Takam's washed. I don't think that's a step up compared to who did he last fight, Jen? Joyce fought Dubois. Dubois beats Takam.
Yeah. I would have preferred, you know who I would actually prefer to actually watch it? I actually wouldn't mind the Trevor Bryant fight, him versus Trevor Bryant.
That's a good fight.
Yeah.
That's a good fight. Yeah. I wouldn't mind that fight at all.
Beats Trevor Bryant.
I don't know about that. I'm not
so. Bermain Stavern, right? He is poor now. He was tagging Trevor Bryant.
Yeah, but
that's
Dubois,
true.
The thing about Dubois, though, you don't know what's going to happen the next time he steps up in competition. Trevor Bryant will be a step up in competition. We don't know where Dubois is mentally, and that's the only reason why I say I'm not 100% sure.
And he got Shane McGuigan. I'm not a fan of Shane McGuigan at all, so we'll see.
Yeah, so I don't know about that one. I gotta think about that one. That's a head scratcher for me.
Konrad says
Shane McGuigan is another.
Got you. Sorry, I'm going through the comments, Cameron. Let me just quickly go through them and get back to you. What if then he gets it? English guy says, I would have money on Liam in that on me as well. Konrad says the same thing, but it would be a good fight. Definitely a good fight. They both come to bring fights. I think Williams could be too worn down at this point for someone as young as... You know what it is? With Will Stokes, he's very bandwagonish. He likes to jump on the British bandwagon. So whoever the media are backing, that's who Will Stokes backs. That's Will Stokes. Konrad Boxing says Cash is like a year younger. He's a year younger, but Williams has more miles on the clock. Guy English says Cash ain't ready for that. I brought up Cash when Jeff asked who's on a run. Nobody is saying he's a Charlo opponent. Oh, fair enough. That's fair enough. Rocky Rodriguez, you say Jacob. I heard Jacob fighting at 175 now. Did you hear that, Jeff? I heard he's fighting at 175.
Yeah, he's supposed to be fighting possibly Joe Smith.
Joe Smith in October, in New York. English guy says 160 has no depth. Konrad Boxer says 100. I'm gonna get to you in a second, Konrad. Cameron. Konrad says 160 is so boring. We need to talk about Cash fighting Charlo. That's fact. Derevianchenko, yeah, we missed him. Will Stokes says, but in terms of boxing age, it's like Joe Joyce. He's 36, but he's 36 young. Yeah, when you haven't got the miles on the clock, it's that rule. Bro, there's so much comments.
Go ahead, bro.
Frank Davis at 160. That's funny. Broner versus Tank at 160. That'd be funny. Lol. Yeah, Tank aiming for a shot at AJ sometimes soon. Lol. Will Stokes says Broner versus Tank. Yeah, Jay Banks in the building. Shout out to you. Konrad Boxing says Tank will look tiny compared to Barrios. Hope he gets through that fight though. Yeah, we'll see what happens. In my opinion, Eubank beats Williams, Cash beats Williams, but Eubank beats Cash. Okay, Eubank would beat Liam Williams, but it would be a good fight to watch, definitely. Konrad Boxing WW division is probably my favorite. What is that? Welterweight. Yoka is boring as hell. Yeah, I know. Rocky Rodriguez says 135 is my favorite division, bro. If you guys aren't talking about 122, you guys need to start.
Hold on. Let me get in there real quick. Rocky, the reason why 122 is better than 135 is because there's no politics in 122.
These dudes
politics is all over the place at 135. 122, they actually all jumping in the ring. They all getting it on.
Within the last 12 months, we've had Risalim. Who did Risalim just fight? That was a dope fight. I can't even remember who he fought. That was a dope fight.
I forgot who he fought, but he had two fights. He had two fights, top 10 opponents.
We had Stephen Fulton versus
Angelo
Leo. Then we got Stephen Fulton versus Brandon Figueroa. Brandon Figueroa just fought Lewis Neri. Lewis Neri fought Almeida before that, and he won that fight. You got Danny Roman who fought Ahmed Alayev, who before that Danny Roman fought what's that dude? Duheni. Bro, these dudes are fighting each other in this division.
Actually fighting.
No dodging. They're fighting each other in this division.
122 is the best. 122 is the best division in boxing in terms of the actual talent and the actual fights we're getting.
Like Stephen Fulton versus Brandon Figueroa. The winner of that is my fighter of the year. The winner of that is my fighter of the year.
Yeah, you can make the claim. You can definitely make the claim. Let me get through the rest of these comments. English guy Warren wants to get Dubois versus Brian. Stavern is like a mummy these days. Yeah, he's bad, man. I think I might like my chances against Stavern. They pay me right.
Brian Jennings is fighting Rivas for that Bridgerweight title.
Did they sign that? Did they sign that?
Yeah, no, that's signed.
When is that happening? When is that happening?
This end of this month, innit, or start of next month?
Really? I gotta talk to him because him and my homie like best friends.
You know what's crazy, bro? Like I find that so crazy because this is a second fight. They fought once before, and this is a second fight, which I find funny because no one even called for that fight. So now they're making that fight. I'd rather see Babbage fight at Bridgerweight against one of them two fight. I think Brian Jennings is so boring. But I think Brian Jennings beat Joe Joyce, and I'm probably one of the only people who think that. But I think Brian Jennings beat Joe Joyce.
I thought it was close. Conrad, good points about 122. Will Stokes, how can you not rate heavyweight? Joshua Fury, Wilder, Usyk, Joyce, Ruiz, White, Parker, Tazor, Herkovich, Hunter, Ortiz, Yoka, Ajagba, Kalnacki, Hellenius. The names go on and on and on. Go ahead.
He
Cameron.
lost me at Cope.
I was going to stop reading, but that's my guy, so I had to keep reading.
You know what's funny? You say you lost your
Martin for crying.
If our host was the other host was here, Blunt, and he heard you laughing at Kalnacki, bro, it would be a full-on war because he loves Kalnacki.
And hold on, let me say this real quick. Let me take the comment off so you see the full screen. This message is for BoxingFirst Vlog. Kalnacki is losing the rematch to Robert Hellenius. Hellenius is putting Kalnacki down. You hear what I said? He's putting Kalnacki down.
Kalnacki gets put down. You know how bad that is? Because Hellenius is the same dude that got iced by Gerald Washington. Absolutely iced by. Bro, it's not a good look. It is not a good look.
Yo, did you hear the video Vlog did on that fight? I told him, I said, you sound like such a Kalnacki fan, man. Like, it's insane. Like, yeah, I love BoxingFirst Vlog. Big shout out to him, man. Conrad Boxing, heavyweight would be on fire if those guys actually fought each other. You get in the mix of some of them. I mean, Ajagba and Ajagba. No, it's not Ajagba. It's Ajagba and Frank Sanchez, right?
Oh yeah, that's a good fight.
That's a real good fight. I
think Frank Sanchez wins that year.
I think he wins. I think Frank Sanchez wins that fight too.
When is that fight?
Next month. No,
I
that's
heard
on
that's
the
supposed to be
that's on the
undercard.
Wilder, that's on the Fury Wilder undercard.
Yeah.
English guy, sorry, I meant Dubois versus Trevor Bryan. I got the go. Good stuff, lads. English guy, appreciate you jumping on. Will Stokes, Shane, I'm gonna let you take this one. I seen your name first. Go ahead.
You're saying you say I'm all about the bandwagon, and then you say you'd rather see Babbage fight Rivas or Bryant Jennings than them fight each other. It's very easy. Babbage is entertaining when I watch him. There's not a bandwagon. I watch Babbage and I'm entertained. I watch Bryant Jennings, I'm not entertained. That's just a fact. It's not about a bandwagon or anything. It's about who's going to supply me with the most entertainment. It's very easy. Every fight I have the same principles and morals. If it's not a unification or undisputed, I want to be entertained. That's basically it. And Babbage entertains me. What I want to ask you though, Cameron, is what was the other fight we were talking about today? What do you think of the current state of boxing in terms of promotion? Because I have my theory behind it, but I feel like this is something that really needs to be addressed in terms of how fights are being promoted these weeks in the last few months.
Well, are you talking about any specific fights, or are you talking about just a whole sport?
On the whole, because there seems to be a consistency in the sense, in my opinion, there's been a lack of imagination, a lack of intensity and aggressiveness in terms of how palatable and how served the sport has been to consumers like us. I mean, not like us. Hardcores are interested in every fight, but to the wider public, I don't see how they've been trying to reach out to them. I can give you examples, but I want to get your opinion first.
Yeah. I think over in the UK, I know now you've seen Eddie Hearn and Matchroom are moving to the zone, but I felt like the Sky shows and the promotion on Sky over this neck of the woods has been terrible compared to what it used to be. I think not just the fact that the fights they're putting on, but the fact that they're just not really promoting it at all. I think in the US, when you look at someone like Terence Crawford, I don't think I've ever seen such a talented fighter who's been worst promoted ever. I think Bob Arum's just done a horrific job. I mean, they're talking about him fighting Ramirez or Cepeda next. They've not done any big sort of shows on Crawford, like things that get his name out there. I think right now, I can't remember last time I got really excited for a card. Like, that's just my opinion. I don't actually remember the last time I got really hyped and sat for a whole card. Like, I just haven't. Whether or not it's because I haven't really seen much about the card. Obviously, even I'm a hardcore fan and I'm not really bothered about promotion, I still get excited when I see like big promotions build up. So, like, you remember back in the day, like HBO had 24/7 and Showtime had all access and that. We don't have that anymore. I feel like networks aren't putting in what they used to.
I feel like you look at the likes of ESPN, and I have to use ESPN as an example. I feel like them specifically, they have, I mean, just say this all the time, I don't know if they're running out of money over there at Top Rank, but they have Terence Crawford, Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko, and Tyson Fury. All four fighters are Inoue.
Yeah.
All five are their biggest fighters. And even if you want to say Beterbiev, 5 of those fighters haven't even fought yet. And we're in June and they haven't even fought yet. Not to mention, they had an undisputed fight, and I'm pretty sure the budget for that promotion was like $500. I'm 1,000,000% sure. They put no money into that promotion. And then you got the biggest fight of what's supposed to be the biggest fight of 2021 for Top Rank in Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, and it's got 5-week promotion. We're literally 5 weeks away from that fight, and they literally done the first press conference now, and they've literally just started doing promotion now. We're 5 weeks away from supposed to be the biggest fight in the year. Bro, this has been the trashiest year for promotion for fights. There's not one fight this year that's that's grasped me from just watching the promotion. I mean, the fight I want to see is Charlo versus Castano, but that's not through promotion. That's just through my knowledge of the fight. There's not one fight I can say has grasped casuals this year. Not one. And they're not putting no money into it.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that at all. And it's funny because we're asking for the fights. We're getting a lot of the fights that we want. But if you're not going to promote the fights the way they should be promoted, if you're going to do a quick, fire sale when it comes down to promoting, I'm like, shit, you might as well get us to promote it and pay us. We'll do a better job. We'll do a better job of promoting it. Go ahead, Cam.
The thing is, the fights that I've enjoyed this year, like I've been excited for, they've been ones that haven't needed promotion. Like I look forward to Doneri Bally. I thought that was a fight I was really looking forward to. Fulton Figueroa, really looking forward to that fight. But at the same time, obviously Inoue's fighting. This fight's coming up. No one really is talking about it, and we're talking about arguably potentially in a few fights' time, if you univise the whole division, pound number one, you know what I mean? He's up there. No, he's not being promoted at all. Like, and again, what Shane said about the fact that even on PBC side, like Porter hasn't fought this year, I don't think. We know what's going on with Danny Garcia yet. All these big names aren't fighting. I know they're talking about Porter Furman too. I'm a fan of that fight. I want to see that rematch. But none of these big guys are fighting. And then even if they are fighting, they're not fighting each other, are they? So,
you have to just look at the lower weights, because even we had Estrada versus Chocolatito this year as well. That was a dope fight.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. My guy BoxingFirst Vlog is in the building. He said, "What's happening, fellas?" I'm glad you popped in, brother, because we getting ready to get up out of here. But I had a message for you earlier, but I figured you was, doing your strong 8 right now. So I'm glad you listening, because I got a message for you. Adam Kalnacki is going to lose to Robert Helenius.
Bro, you know, just put some bread in.
Spanked. He's gonna get spanked, huh?
Put some bread in.
Oh no, we got it. We got a couple cheesesteaks on it. We got a couple cheesesteaks on it. He already know. But yeah, he's gonna get spanked by Robert Helenius again. Maybe even sooner. I'm just messing with you, bro. But I still like Helenius though. But I'm just messing with you. Will Stokes, yeah, but how could you say that someone who literally throws nonstop shots isn't entertaining? Who is he talking about?
You missed so much comments.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You didn't read it. You didn't read this
You
one.
read that one.
You didn't read this one.
You did read that one.
Bro, how could you say there's no bandwagon with Babic? And then Konrad said, "Am I the only one who doesn't find Babic boring?" And then they've literally been talking back and forth.
They've been talking back and forth. I ain't reading that. I ain't reading that. BoxingFirst Vlog laughing. Konrad is entertaining as throwing punches against a boxing bag. That's funny.
I want to see.
Go ahead, Ken.
Babic. I want to see Babic against like Dave Allen in a comeback fight. Like I just want to see two guys just beat each other up.
David Price. That's what I want to see. Babic versus Price.
Or Cash Ali.
Yeah, that would.
David Price, mate. Like I feel like people only want to see David Price fight because they want to see him get knocked out. That's it.
Yo, give me Alan Babbage. Give me Babbage and Chisora, man.
Bro,
give me Babbage and Chisora.
That's far too soon.
That'll be a war, yo.
That'll be a war. But the funniest thing is, whose gas tank will go first?
Probably Babbage.
Bro, I think Chisora's, man.
Nah, Babbage is good. Chisora's good for the first 6 rounds. He good for the first 6. After that, he breathing like he got asthma. For sure. Will Stokes, he said, haha, I can see what you're saying, but gotta disagree. Babbage is stepping up though. It'll get real interesting real quick, I reckon. That's true. Konrad even said Babbage versus Dave Allen. Whoever Babbage jumps in the ring with, he said Allen KOs Babbage unless he's not the same now. But
There's
Dave
no
Allen looks
way
like he's on the sauce, mate.
he's retired, right? Ain't he retired?
Yeah.
No, he's coming back, mate.
Seriously.
Is he coming back?
Yeah. Have you not seen a picture of him? He looks like he's on steroids now, mate. He's jacked.
Hey, Cam, send me the picture. Send me the picture because I ain't see it.
Oh,
I ain't see that.
I ain't see it. Nah, I ain't see that, man, for sure, man.
I hope he don't come back. That guy's been through the wars.
When I say he's been thrown to the wolves, he's the original guy that was getting thrown to the wolves. Will Stokes said, check this fight, Kalnacki versus Chisora with a fight. Yeah, that'd be.
I'll just picture the
crazy.
Okay. On Twitter, yeah.
But I think Chisora ices Kalnacki. I don't think Kalnaki's got the chin.
Like, look at that picture, man. Like, he looks roided, man. And he's always been a fat guy.
He on something, bro. He on something. Shane, I'm about to send this to you, bro. Look, hold on, bro.
Like, he is jacked now.
Yo, he in that same traps. He in that same farm that Fury and them was in. Who was that? That boar meat. He been eating that boar meat. That's what that is. Hold on, I'm about to send this to you, Shane. I ain't even joking. Check your drink real quick.
Mate.
Yo, he been eating boar meat. Like, for real. You see that, Shane?
Yeah, I haven't even checked it, but I have to jump off and jump back on, so I'm not gonna. I'll do.
No. We can ready to get up off here anyway, man. Will Stokes Allen fighting August 27th. Damn. Okay. Who he fighting? My boy D Hodges in the building. Said what up, G5 Jeff panel chat. Konrad, will I agree that Allen will KO Babbage, but it will be entertaining. Yeah, he's on. That's that boar meat, yo. That's that boar meat.
Funny boy, bro.
Yo, that's that boar meat, man. That's that boar meat, yo, for sure. He said, no, guys, if you follow Dave Allen, he's been doing that flex for years. No way is he in the juice. Will Stokes, man. Will Stokes, come on, man. Come on. I ain't never see him flex and that much came out. Come on, man. Come on, Will. Will, just stop it, Will.
It was like with Shannon Briggs, innit? When Shannon Briggs was out here just backing up the top, it's looking like Ronnie Coleman and stuff like that.
Right.
I wish Shannon Briggs, mate. I wish Shannon Briggs just got that big fight.
You know what? Really give me Shannon Briggs, Alan Babbitt.
Hell no.
Give me that fight, bro.
Bro.
Give me that. Why not? Why not?
Shannon Briggs got about a solid 1 round in him. After that, this guy is done.
Bro, I'm gonna get Shannon Briggs on the show, man.
Shannon Briggs. Give me Shannon Briggs, David Price. Give me that fight.
Damn, who win that fight, Shane? Who wins that fight?
Jesus Christ.
3-rounder.
I don't know. Anybody who puts money on that's a brave man. That's what I'll say.
Yo, depending on the odds, I might put bread on that. Yo, depending on what the odds looking like. Will Stokes says, nope, I've seen it a million times. You got to actually look on the IG, not on the juice, no way. Will Stokes, you got to send me an old picture from at least 6 months ago, 6 months plus. Because I'm not buying none of that stuff you talking, Will. Because I don't know when you playing around. I don't know when you're serious. I don't know. I need to see some photos. Man. I'm not buying none of that bullshit, man. I'm not buying none of that, man. But listen, we gonna cut it off right there, man. We went a strong hour and a half today. My man Cameron came through in the clutch for us. Cameron, we probably gonna go. Hey Shane, you going live Saturday?
What for what fight Saturday? There's no.
It don't matter. Whichever one you want. If you want to go live, it don't matter.
What fights are on Saturday or New Year's? That all of the fights are in the States, isn't it?
I think so. Unless you want to cover Anderson Silva and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. You want to cover that card? You might get some views. You got some views with that. You might get some views with that, Shane.
I thought that was even happening.
I'm messing with you. I don't want that trash on my channel, man. I don't want that trash on there.
Do you know what, right? Chavez Jr., when he was champion, he fought Andy Lee and them guys. He's actually a solid fighter. He was a decent fighter.
Back then he was on the road. But the thing is, bro, He was bigger than everybody else, man. He was a weight bully. So we don't even know if he was that good. I don't think he was that good. I don't think he was that good because being a weight bully.
Cocaine as well, bro. When you're on cocaine, you don't feel pain, bro.
Yo, you catching left hooks like crazy. You don't feel nothing. You feel like you getting kisses. You know what I'm saying?
You're like Ezel from Friday. You're just running down the street.
Right. Will said, "All right, got you, bro." He says, "Share some of your Dave Allen flexing stash." Yeah, it almost seemed like you got a secret stash of photos of Dave Allen, man. I don't know about that. Yeah. Rocky Rodriguez said, "Peace, fellas." Cam, we appreciate you jumping on, man. Strong hour and a half, man. We probably gonna jump back on. Shane, I actually want to jump back on tomorrow around the same time.
Yeah, we kind of just depends on where it is. Like today was quite light. Topics were light. We just wanted to jump back on to get back in the algorithm of things. Of things. Right. But in terms of actual topics, I mean, we just have to wait and see.
We can put a Inoue or somebody on a thumbnail. We can change it up. There's enough fights. There's enough.
I don't even care about that.
We say, Cam?
Have we spoke about? I mean, I know that Jeff spoke about the live stream. I think he did, but have we spoke about? I want to speak about Thurman Porter in the rematch. That's happening.
We can do. You know what? Let's sprinkle in Inoue because we ain't really talk about Inoue. Let's sprinkle that in too. Let's throw Porter Thurman in, and that'll get some people in here. So we could definitely do that for tomorrow. Usually, Cam, with our lives, like usually when the topic is really popping, we can't get out of here under 2 hours. On a light day, we doing an hour and a half. So this is considered a light day for us. So you haven't experienced a big one yet. Now the one I had last night was pretty big. Like it was.
Whenever you mention Wilder and Fury,
yeah. Whenever I mention Wilder and Fury, it definitely got live last night.
Like Jeff probably got 2,000 videos on his channel. He's probably got 1% of them are Wilder Fury 8.
Yeah, I don't really talk Wilder Fury that much.
If you go on other channels, 90% of their videos are Wilder Fury 8.
Yeah, we talk about everything but on here, man. But Will Stokes, just a big fan of the guy, always keep me entertained. Hey, Will, if you got some stash pictures of Allen, if you got some stash pictures of Dave Allen, man, we're gonna have a conversation. Konrad Boxing, have you discussed the fight camp yet? We can discuss that too, Konrad. That's a good point. We can discuss that too.
That's a
Jeff
trash
sent
fight
you a pic, bro.
By the way, that is a trash fight camp. Every single fight on that is trash, absolutely trash.
But we can talk about it though. We can definitely talk about it. D-Hide to say have a good day.
Waxy Bolotniks is solid. That's our thing. That's it.
As a headliner. I don't think as a
headliner. A co-main, that'll be a solid co-main, though. That'll be a solid co-main. For the fight camp, that'll be a solid co-main. But they gotta step up. They gotta step up the fights on the fight camp. But I'm not gonna get on them too much. Because they just starting back up. So
you're forgetting what they done last year fight camp. They had
I know.
The vet King White fight camp.
That's why I said. But that's why I said they just started back up. So I said I'm not going to kill them yet. I got to see exactly what they're going to do going forward.
We can get into that.
Yeah, we can get in there. Let's get in it. Yo, let's Shane. Let's get in the fight camp and we'll get into Porter Thurman and see if people are interested in that because I have mixed feelings on that. Will Stokes said, "Nah, Shane on his British hating waves again." I'm absolutely loving those cards. Will, save that for tomorrow, Will. You see, Shane got his eyes perked up. He getting ready to go in. We not going to do that.
No, I'm tired as hell, bro. I'm tired.
Hold on. Conrad said, I watched them with a bored frown on my face. Listen, we're going to be back tomorrow. Cameron, if you're not busy, you're definitely welcome to come back again tomorrow. It'll basically be the same setup. Okay, yeah, we're gonna start it out. Then we're gonna drop the link, and then you just come right on in. So big shout out to Cameron. Cameron, give them your social media, man, so they can follow you, bro.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Cameron Gillon _ and Instagram if you've got that Cam Gillon 95. Simple.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go follow him. Shane, let them know where you at, bro.
I _ am Shane, the number one. That's
And Shane
only
is
on Instagram.
he's exclusively on Instagram. He has an exclusive contract with Instagram. I'm all over the place. G5 Jeff TV, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you name it. And just to let you guys know, we have some very, 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 very huge news coming. Groundbreaking news. I think.
Like when
Cameron,
like literally,
Cameron, I can't even tell you before the bomb hit. I just gotta have you on the live when the bomb hit. That's how big this is gonna be.
It's the biggest thing that's happened to G5 Jeff TV channel, point blank period.
And it's gonna put this channel top 5 within the next 12 months. Top 5, and I'm talking about period. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. So we're gonna get a particular date, and we're gonna definitely do a live specifically for that, and that's gonna be huge for the channel. Yo, Will always does this shit. Yo, he always adding comments when we trying to get up out of here, man. Konrad said, "Did Al Heyman buy the channel?" I wish he would have offered me some bread, but it's not for sale. This G5 Jeff TV is not for sale, man. Like, unless they gonna let us do what we want, I'm not selling this.
How can you sell a channel that's got his name in it? It doesn't even make sense.
Like they would have to change
Al Heyman TV.
G5 Uncle Al TV. Like. But listen, man, on behalf of the VP Shane, G5 Jeff TV, we are out.